Hello YouTubers, this is Romeo 2 Delta Mike Delta. We finally did a field test of Chinese handheld transceivers. That was not entirely a scientific test, but that was kind of entertainment, was kind of fun for us during the weekend. And we got some results, sort of expected results, but anyway they could be useful for you because we compared these radios. That was a distance test. We compared Quansheng, Baofeng, Wouxun, Puxing, and we used the stock antennas. All of them are different for each radio. And we used these additional extra antennas, aftermarket antennas. This is Nagoya 771 and Nagoya 108UV. In our tests, we used 6 Chinese radios. This is Quansheng TG-UV2. It is capable of working on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. Every radio is capable of this. We have Baofeng BF-UVB2 Plus. Can you see it? Okay, I believe everyone already knows this model. So we have here Baofeng 82HX, this model. We have here Wouxun KG-UVD1P. We have here Puxing PX-888K. And we have good old Baofeng UV-5R. So all of the radios are sort of from 4 to 5 watts on 70 centimeters and 4 watts on 2 meters, except these 2 radios. These 2 radios are advertised as high power radios, and they have up to 8 watts on 70 centimeters and 7 watts on 2 meters. Well, it differs from one shipment to another, but anyway, they are advertised, and many tests on YouTube show that they have higher power than previous models. So it's approximately, we can say that these are 7-8, these are 4-5 watts. So in terms of power, these 2 should be the winners, but the test will show. Let me, guys, introduce you the antennas we used in our test. First combination that we tested was each radio with its stock antenna. Stock antennas are different for each radio in terms of lengths, but this was our first initial combination, each radio with its stock antenna, you see. The second combination was each radio with antenna, a very popular antenna used very often with Chinese radios is Nagoya. Can you see it? Nagoya NA-771. This is 2 meters 70 centimeters antenna. It is advertised as having gain of 2.15 decibels over isotropic antenna on 2 meters, and on 70 centimeters its gain is even 3.0 over isotropic antenna. Length of this Nagoya NA-771 is 39 centimeters. So this was our second combination, each radio with this antenna. The third combination we tested is again each radio with another Nagoya antenna. This is Nagoya UT-108. This is automobile antenna installed at a car top. It has magnet here. And gain of this antenna is equal, as it is advertised, to the gain of NA-771. So it has 2.15 decibels over isotropic on 2 meters and 3.0 decibels over isotropic on 70 centimeters. But its length is longer. It is 51 centimeters, and Nagoya 71 is 39. So now you can see all the combinations that were used in this test. For each radio we had 3 combinations. Combination number 1 with stock antenna, number 2 with Nagoya NA-771, and number 3 with Nagoya UT-108. So points 1, 2, 3 are is radio Baofeng UV-5R with 3 different antennas. Points 4, 5, 6 is Baofeng UV-82HX with 3 antennas. Then points 7, 8, 9 is Baofeng BF-UVB2 with 3 different antennas. Then we have points 10, 11, 12. This is Puxing PX-888K with 3 different antennas. Points 13, 14, 15 is Quansheng TG-UV2 with another 3 antennas. And the last one is Wouxun KG-UVD1P. These are points 16, 17, 18, and also tested with stock antenna with Nagoya NA-771 and with Nagoya UT-108UV. We also have here a column for distance. We tested all these configurations of radio plus antenna at different distances, and columns here are representing particular distance. We tested them at 1 kilometer, at 2 kilometers, at 3.5 kilometers. We skipped 4, then we tested at 5 kilometers, and we tested at 9 kilometers. All these 18 combinations were tested on 2 frequency bands, on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. So we have a separate table for 2 meter band and separate table for 70 centimeter band. Testing was done by 2 people, both of us were with our cars. So the first person had Baofeng UV-5R plus Nagoya 771 plus Nagoya 108. This person was listening and was assessing quality of the signal. The second person, that was me. I had all these 6 radios and all combinations, 18 combinations I used for transmitting. So this was 6 radios plus stock antennas plus Nagoya NA-771 and plus Nagoya 108. So I was transmitting using different antennas and different radios, and my friend was listening and assessing quality of my transmission. My friend was standing near his car with Nagoya NA-771, or was sitting inside the car with Nagoya 108 installed at the car top, and he was not moving at all. I was moving from him, each time increasing the distance. So first I tested 1 kilometer, then 2, then 3.5, then 5, and then 9 kilometers. So he was standing still, I was moving. Checkpoints. We had several distances to test. The first was 1 kilometer, so it was merely line of sight. We were able to see each other, and all the radios got 5s there. That was not a problem. The second checkpoint was 2 kilometers, and we were separated by forest and by river, but anyway, all the radios got 5s. Third checkpoint was 3.5 kilometers. We were separated by forest, river, and again forest. The fifth checkpoint was 5 kilometers. We were separated by forest, river, forest, village, forest, and field. And 9 kilometers, we were separated by forest, river, forest, village, forest, field, another village, forest, field, forest, again field, and again forest. To assess quality of the signal, we used a special table and we had several special marks. So our scale was from 0 to 5. 5 meaning quality is very good, sound is very good, everything is understandable, and 0 means no signal at all. Let me summarize my observations on the antennas used in tests. First of all, I should mention that radio horizon in VHF and UHF communications directly depends on the height of the antenna. It means the higher you are able to put your antenna, your mount point, the wider coverage you will receive. So it means that if you mount your antenna on a mast or on a high building, on a mountain, your coverage would be extremely wide. But our test was done especially for those who are using your transceivers in your hand. That's handheld transceivers that are used in your hand. So this is person-to-person communication without any receivers, repeaters, or whatever. So for us, maximum height was 2 meters, and that was antenna installed at the car top. And that was for Nagoya 108. For Nagoya 771, maximum height was probably 1.5 meters. This is me having this radio with this antenna installed just close to my mouth. Stock antennas will allow you to cover the distance of up to 3 kilometers using both VHF and UHF frequency bands. Nagoya 771 allowed us to cover distance of up to 5 kilometers using UHF and VHF frequency bands. And only with Nagoya 108 we were able to cover the distance of 9 kilometers, but only using VHF. UHF is not usable at this distance. At the distance of 9 kilometers, Nagoya 108 was receiving and transmitting quite good. The quality of the signal was 4 or 5. And it could cover even more, I presume, but we were not expecting this, and that was the last point in our tests. So guys, finally, results of our tests. Let's start with 70 centimeter band. From the table you can see that all radios scored 5 at 1 kilometer distance. Again, all radios scored 5 at 2 kilometers distance. Interesting part starts at 3.5 kilometers. All radios scored 5 with all antenna combinations except 4 radios using stock antennas. They are Baofeng UV-5R, it scored 4. Baofeng UV-82HX scored 4 with stock antenna. Puxing PX-888K with stock antenna scored 4. And Wouxun KG-UVD1P with stock antenna scored 4. This is 3.5 kilometers. More changes come with checkpoint 5 kilometers. Here we have even 3 points. Some radios scored 3. Again with stock antenna. Radio Baofeng UV-82HX, this is row number 4. And radio Wouxun KG-UVD1P, this is row number 16. Both of them scored 3 with using stock antenna at 5 kilometer checkpoint. Other radios still scored 4, and using Nagoya UT-108 helped them to score 5. Baofeng UV-5R, UV-82HX, and Puxing PX-888K. These three radios even scored 5 with Nagoya UT-108. So, at 3.5 and at 5 kilometers, we see that if stock antennas start to fail, signal strength is weakening, we can improve the situation by using Nagoya NA-771. And when Nagoya NA-771 starts to struggle, then Nagoya UT-108 helps in many situations. And at checkpoint 9 kilometers, none of the radios with none of the antennas managed to transmit the signal. So these are results for 70 centimeter band. Now let's look at 2 meters band. Here again we see that at 1 kilometer and at 2 kilometers all radios, even with stock antennas, scored 5s. At the distance 3.5 kilometers, Baofeng UV-5R, Baofeng UV-82HX, and Wouxun with stock antennas started to lose some signal strength. They scored 4. All other radios on 2 meter band at checkpoint 3.5 scored 5. Now the most interesting part is checkpoint distance 5 kilometers. Here we see that Baofeng UV-5R scored even 3. Using Nagoya 771 it scored 4, and using Nagoya UT-108 it scored 5. So this is a classical example of how signal quality improves with improvement of antenna. What else? There was a surprise to me. This is row 13, Quansheng TG-UV2 with stock antenna wasn't able to pass its signal through 5 kilometers. You see, it scored 0. And very strange and upsetting that Wouxun KG-UVD1P with stock antenna scored 3, while some radios scored 4. But anyway, that's stock antenna, and stock antenna is not designed, maybe is not expected to be used at a very long distance, like 5 kilometers or more. But on the other hand, Puxing PX-888K, even with stock antenna, scored 5. This is an absolute winner for 5 kilometers, 2 meter band. And now 9 kilometers. As we can see here, using stock antenna, none of the radios managed to transmit any signal. And using Nagoya NA-771, the same, none of the radios could be heard by my friend. Only Nagoya UT-108 helped, and the difference was significant. With stock antenna or with Nagoya NA-771 you just got 0, and with Nagoya UT-108 you got 4 or even 5. There are 2 outstanding radios here. The first one is Puxing PX-888K, because it scored with Nagoya UT-108 even 5, and Wouxun KG-UVD1P. It scored with Nagoya UT-108 also 5. All other radios scored at 2 meter, 9 kilometers, 4. So Puxing and Wouxun were outstanding here. Now, finally, the rating. From the graph you can see that antenna Nagoya 108 gives maximum distance both on 2 meter and 70 centimeter bands. But even with this Nagoya 108, 5 kilometers is maximum distance that can be accessed using 70 centimeter band. You can also see from this graph that Puxing and Wouxun showed the best results.
Using Nagoya 108, they were outperforming Baofeng and Quansheng using the same antenna. And Quansheng, in its turn, was outperformed by all Baofengs with the same 108 antenna. At 70 cm band, Nagoya 108 again boosts coverage up to 5 km. And what's very interesting is that Puxing with antenna Nagoya 771 at 70 cm performed equally as Baofeng at 70 cm with antenna 108. And final conclusion is that any radio with antenna Nagoya 771 is performing better than the same radio with stock antenna. Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was useful for you, or even could be entertaining. Anyway, if you like the video, please give thumbs up. Thank you. This was Romeo 2 Delta Mike Delta.